conference was organized at Moses Mabhida in Durban. The conference on a Pan-African conference on restoring and reviving the African dignity for the Africa we want through the advancement of the history of African ideas is a partnership of various institutions and individuals. The whole objective of the conference is to bring young people and elderly people, including former heads of government, to dialogue on building a perspective on what Africa should be as articulated in Agenda 2063 of the African Union.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues, welcome to the Pan-African Conference, Restoring, Reviving African Dignity for the Africa we want. The great idea is to dynamize the relationship between the youth and the elders so that the legacy and heritage of African achievements in the past will not be forgotten. They will be kept alive by the young generation.
The conference was a big success, especially the contribution of the former president of Ghana, John Mahama. He really gave us a way forward and trying to put the emphasis on the history of African ideas and the history-rich heritage we have, which we need to harness to build the Africa we want. And the most important thing he also emphasized is there is need for mobilizing the vitality of youth and the lived experience of the old people to ensure that we have a common understanding and a common strategy to build the Africa we want.
The Africa we want must take stock of what our values are as Africans are and how they ought to be. A human-centered value to prioritize family, human dignity, independence of thought, respect for differences, and the value of being self-reliant.
Besides the dialogue between the youth and the elders, the organizer of the conference also organized an exhibition where they articulate through videos, through posters, including banners on the different sessions of the conference. We have also an exhibition on indigenous or African indigenous technologies, especially in the issues of agriculture, grassroots innovations. Or we had, people, partners from University of Zululand exhibiting indigenous agricultural value chain.
They look to be enjoying the product. It's indigenous to them. It will give them their identity. You get to enjoy the same food that you've been eating, but now it has that unique African indigenous aspect that we're really looking forward to introducing it back to the food system.
session we had on the role of African socio-political thought was to discuss how can our own indigenous social and political thought contribute to the Africa we want. We also had a session on harnessing the importance of African history of science and technology, in which it was acknowledged that Africa is not a darker continent or a lost continent the way it has been portrayed by Western thought. A session on the liberation movement and the lessons to be learned put emphasis on the issue of unity and solidarity in the continent.
It benefits us to meet with seniors because we learn from them and we benefit from their wisdom. It allows us to better ourselves and we become a better future.
I feel that it will be best for the youth to engage with the elders because to tell them more about the sacrifices made and to teach us more about commitment and encourage us to do more.
It's very important for us young people to meet with seniors at a place like this, sharing ideas with elders. Elders can tell us things that happened in the past, can tell us all the history background.
I think it's important for us to meet in the middle so we can get a better view of different people's perspectives.
You can dream, and when you dream, it spurs you to try to achieve that dream. And that's why 2063 is a very ambitious document. When it was presented to us heads of states, there were a lot of people who said, oh, but this is too ambitious. I mean, how's Africa going to achieve this? And we said, at least aim for the sun, and if you fall on the moon, at least you've achieved something. And so we adopted it. And as Madam said, all of us must work to integrate it and incorporate it into our national programs.